Boom. Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining another episode of Harmonious Hour. I was gonna say Harmonious, man. Harmonious Hour with a very special guest. We have Ricky Glaser in the building.
Appreciate you having me on.
Bro, thank you for coming through, man.
Let's go.
Glaser? Glaza?
I guess it's technically Glaza.
Glaza.
But I've never corrected anyone ever. And
yeah.
I'll accept Glacier, Glazer, Glacier.
Glacier. If you were like worth $50 million, would you like start correcting people?
No. I remember once my friend from like university, he's like, someone said, how do you say your name? Like what you said just then. I go, oh, it's Glaza. And he's like, what? I've been saying Glacier this whole time and you never corrected me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my bad.
I've definitely had friends like that where I'll tell them my name's like, I'm like Yuriy. And then they'll be like Yuriy or something like that. And after the third, fourth correction, I'll just accept whatever they've given me. I'll just be like, all right, from here on out, that's like, I'll just be like, that's what you're calling me. Fuck it. Whatever's easiest, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to make it stressful for people. But either way, once again, yes, thank you so much for coming through. This is obviously not live. I think we're gonna be doing like more pre-recorded Harmonious hours because I feel like it makes more sense. But I'm glad we ended up doing this because today in the morning, Ricky like texted me. He was like, "Yo, like let's do the pod today." And I woke up at 2 p.m. I believe today.
Yeah, I think it was 1:50. I looked at the time.
Yeah, I woke up at like around 2 p.m. today. When I woke up, I just felt like death. I took way too many shots last night, and then I just woke up like, oh my god. And I saw this text where I asked Ricky, and I was just like, actually, I had not even asked you. I talked about wanting to ask you, and then you watched the stream, and you basically hit me up saying you were down, but. I've been telling the stream how I would want you to come on the podcast, so I really wanted it to happen, but I felt like death in the morning, and then also the house has just been like becoming a mess after like so many streams. Like things just start piling up on one another.
See, I was just telling you, it looks beautiful now. Look, we got the Rockstar in the nice aesthetic glass.
Exactly. What kind of glass is this called? Like a mason. Mason jar.
At the sort of the what's the word for when the area becomes better? Becomes more
I know
like South Park always talk about it.
I can't.
How do we both forget?
I know what you're talking about though. I hate that word.
Oh, what is it though? When the ghetto becomes better.
Yeah, when a bad area becomes good again, but or like becomes good, but it has like negative connotations behind it, like because people have to move.
It's like something eyes.
Oh, people are yelling. They're like, it's
I know
this,
the chat's like so mad. Maybe I'm in the chat right now. Shout out to me if I am.
Yeah, I know. Facts. Shout out to me. You really are in a lot of chats. You take the time to like. How many like YouTubers and streamers do you think you watch?
You're my stream inspiration, Yuriy.
Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate you, man.
No, I like to pull up on all the people though, like especially all the skaters. I always go in the stream just for like a little bit. Even like Chris Roberts or whatever he's streaming today. I'm like in there. Like, go to you, go to Brian. Mm-hmm. Just like I don't know. I like to be in the mix of the skaters. And what's funny is like I'll see my skate stream audience is always in the other skate stream ones too, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
That's funny. You can see like the overlap in audience and like in the chat like immediately. But like to get this really started, I don't want it to be like more like not too much of an interview, but there's a lot of questions where that I'm genuinely curious about, and I feel like people would be curious about as well. But what would you describe like yourself? Like, what's your occupation? Like, are you a professional skateboarder? Are you a YouTuber? A TikToker? R.I.P.
Instagram,
TikTok, by the way.
Snapchatter.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a professional Snapchatter. So what I say is I'm a professional skateboarder / content creator. So I mean, like really, I'm making my living from content creation. I also work for the notable YouTube channel Braille Skateboarding, so maybe the people know me from that. But like primarily, I'm making all content of skateboarding, like around skateboarding.
Yeah, so you have like a job too as well, like with Braille. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I guess. Yeah, like I would say I work with Braille more than like I have a job, but yeah, for sure. But yeah, mainly just doing all my own content, getting into live streaming. That's kind of how we sort of became friends, I guess. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's been fun. I'm also Australian, and I moved to America to kind of do all this skateboarding content creator stuff about 4 years ago.
4 years ago, okay. So the past 4 years you've completely been supporting yourself off this content creation stuff and skateboarding?
Yeah, so when I first moved, it was more from Braille, and then I kind of started working at Braille less and less and doing more of my stuff.
I see. In Australia, though, how are you supporting yourself out there?
I was just doing random jobs, whatever. Like, definitely not making a living from skating. I was diehard skater, but I was just skating for fun,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many different jobs did you have, like, when you were younger or earlier?
I mean, like a few. I would do kind of random stuff. Like I would do like freelance video editing and like stuff like that as well.
So you've been video editing for a long time too.
Yeah, well, I actually went to university for film and TV too. Wow. Not that, honestly, like, not that I think that helped, like, really at all. I feel like just, like, any YouTuber that is making videos regularly is probably, like, that's better training than, like, going to film school. But, I don't know, it was kind of funny, I guess.
I agree with that. Like, I like, maybe, like, with some things it doesn't work, but with something like that, I 100% agree, where the quicker you put yourself into the kitchen and start fucking around, the quicker you're gonna figure stuff out. Like, oh, do you want to read books about how you cook an omelet, or do you just want to go, like, go through a couple eggs and figure it out?
But what's interesting too is, like, the books, like, if you read a book about, like, making a career in content creation, it probably says, like, go onto your Facebook and make videos of Facebook. Like, it's so slow, like, it takes so long to, like, catch up as well, so I felt like kind of stuff we're learning about, like, I remember some of our short films, we would hand them in, you'd have to like export them onto a tape and then hand the tape. And I'm like, why are we doing this, bro? Like,
just
you know what I mean?
Because of the rules, or like,
yeah, but it's still, it was like 2012 or whatever.
Oh,
it's like God. Extreme YouTube internet era. Like, why am I dropping it to tape to hand it to you? Like, that's kind of, I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah. Wait, so when you were in Australia, you basically weren't making any money, like, as a content creator yet?
Nah. So I guess my start with content creation was through Instagram, was like where I first like started building following. Is like I was kind of just skater, like, on the local sponsored level. Like, there was a few companies that I rode for like a long time, and like I would get in the Australian magazines a little bit, drop video parts and stuff like through the Australian media outlets.
Yeah.
But then, like, it wasn't until kind of Instagram came to video. I don't know if you remember, but first Instagram was photo, then it was 15-second video, and then it was 1 minute video.
Yes.
And it was right around that 1 minute video time where I was like, oh, okay, like, this is kind of cool. Like, now I can actually like post videos. And then, like, I just started doing hard tricks, or like making kind of skate edits of just like kind of crazy tricks or whatever. And then the following just started going up. And then ever since then I was like, whoa, like because I was already kind of older. I was already in my like late 20s at this time, and I was like kind of gave up on the like pro skater move to California dream like long ago.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, this is fun. Like, I can control the videos. I can like just like output like what I want and like sort of like give something back to the skate community like in my own way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then it really started taking off, and then the board company that was sponsored by, shout out Folklore Skateboards, they were like, oh, Ricky, you got this big following now, there's enough demand to like turn you pro, like we'll give you like a pro model board.
Oh, sick.
And then that kind of like boosted my skate career. So like I was just a little kid, like hungry little kid doing skating and everything, getting sponsors. Then I kind of plateaued for a long time, and then it wasn't until like Instagram, then it like kind of took off.
Damn, shout out to Folklore and Instagram.
Shout out to Folklore. I think I was sponsored by them for like 10 plus years.
Damn,
and then I moved here and then quit for Braille. But yeah, and then like basically everything started because of the Instagram, like building the following, and that kind of gave me like more faith in myself. Like, there was one trick in particular that I did. It was like, I think it's pinned to my Instagram, where I do like the crook late impossible.
Yes.
And when I posted that, like all the media posted, like Thrasher reposted, like Shane O'Neill like hard posted on his page. And I was like, yo, what? Like,
dude, that trick is insane, dude. It just looks like pleasant to the eye,
but when I did that at the time, I was just super random dude, like kind of good in local area, but like not really known or much going on. And then like they're all posting. I was like, whoa, like what the heck?
But you said you were like already in your late 20s, so you were like working your jobs and then getting off work and then skating the whole time?
Exactly. And just I get free boards, like whatever. Oh, I'm occasionally in the magazine, like cool. Oh, we're occasionally gonna do a trip. But it was nothing like what it is now, I guess.
That's dope. When you had those like other jobs in the past, did you like kind of hate them? Did you like kind of wish to be like, fuck man, I want to get out of here and like make more money off skateboarding or social media or something like that? It wasn't even an option at that time, but
yeah, I was always kind of just trying to see how to like not work 9 to 5. Like I said, I do the video editing freelance. It's funny, the site that I used to do it on ended up becoming Upwork, but it was like, it's called Elance at the time or whatever. But I would do a lot of stuff like that, or just find like homie jobs. I was just really trying to not like get like an actual job where it's just like, oh, locked into the next 40 years of your life, Because
I feel like with skateboarders, like at least when I got my very first couple jobs, I would be like at my office looking out the window. It's like a bright, beautiful, sunny day, and I'm just like, I'm in here, like locked in here for the next 8 hours, and I can't go skate. Like, it would just be killing me the whole time. So I feel like that's like a skateboarding thing where you want to like be able to build your own schedule of some sort,
Totally. I used to work at like a bar as well, and I was like It was like in Australia we call them like the pokies, but it's like where the slot machines are. So it was kind of like a bar, cafe, restaurant, and like slot machine place. In Australia, it's kind of common that it's all like that.
Gambling's allowed out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
In all states, gambling is like, the laws are so weird in California. Like, I didn't even understand what the gambling laws are. Why can I go to the casino in downtown LA, but then gambling's illegal, but then the Indian reservation, whatever, the gambling's not illegal, but it's only some types of gambling? Like, it's crazy.
It's like a bunch of weird ass rules. I don't know. I'm not really a big gambler, but hold on, you used to work at a bar?
Yeah, well, so it was primarily, I guess it was primarily like a restaurant that had a bar and had the slot machines. But I would work as the cashier of the slot machines. So like all the old ladies are gambling, and then they come to me with in Australia, you still have like dollar coins. And they come with the dollar coins, and then they're like, I want to cash out. And then I give them like the real cash.
Yeah. Damn, that's interesting.
But yeah, that was fun. Like, yeah, I don't know.
So when you were growing up in Australia, like a kid, trying to get into skateboarding, trying to get better at skateboarding, who were kind of like your like Australian inspirations? Like I know of Jake Duncombe. We talked about him a little bit before. Yeah, he's like a legend for sure. And his old videos, like, well, it's like on Let's Live and a couple other video parts. Like, wait, was he on Let's Live? No, wait,
no. That's Shane Cross, and that's like Dolan as well. His one was Blind What If is probably his biggest part.
But like, yeah, he has some sick ass video parts, and like his like skating style is sick as well. And then there's the Toss brothers, right? Or
yeah, Taz and Ben.
Taz and Ben. Okay.
No, sorry, Taz Pappas and Ben Pappas.
Taz Pappas and Ben Pappas.
And rest in peace, Ben Pappas.
Yeah, R.I.P. But did you have like were they legends to you? Like, did you know of them?
So they came a bit later on, I guess. But because I was as a kid, I was a street skater. I didn't give a fuck about vert skating.
They were vert, yeah.
There used to be these big competitions in Australia. It was called the Globe World Cup, and it was actually so sick. It's kind of like the Copenhagen thing now, but in Australia.
Oh, sick.
All the big pros would come. It would be like a really big deal. It was in the stadium, like the stadium
dope.
that has the big events. Yeah. And I was such a little kid. I would have to go with my parents because that's how like young I was. You know, me and my brother would go with my mom, and she would be just bored. But anyway, at those events, they had vert stuff. When the vert's on, I'm not even watching. I'm just going away, exploring the thing. Like, when does the real skating start?
no one respected vert skaters. Now, for some reason, like you look at it and you like respect them.
Now
more.
I respect it way more.
Yeah.
But what was cool that I did actually watch in one of them is like Tony Hawk was there and he did a 900 in the thing, and they're like first 900 in the Southern Hemisphere, and I was like, whoa,
bro, you got to see that live?
Yeah,
bro, what the hell? That's sick as hell.
Yeah, it was so sick.
But did you ever get to like meet Jake Duncombe in person?
Yeah, so I guess I was leading up to that. So I'm a little kid watching those comps, and then I remember I loved Ryan Sheckler. Ryan Sheckler was my inspiration. I guess I kind of loved like Bam, Ryan Sheckler.
Yeah.
I like Tony Hawk, Bob Burnquist. Like I was such a young kid that I just loved like all the mainstream type dudes. You know,
I feel like we all did.
It wasn't until like later on then the Australians that I kind of like was like Chima Ferguson was a big one.
Oh yes, Chima Ferguson,
Dame Berman, Shane O'Neill, Dolan too a bit, Duncombe too. But they were the guys that's like, whoa, like they are from my area and they made it out. Like, they made it in real skating. Like, whoa, like they're so respected. Especially Shane O'Neill. I would probably say Shane O'Neill's my favorite skater. I think his skills is like insane, and it's just so cool to see like his whole career.
Yeah, he's like a robot, dude.
Yeah, he was like
Australian-made robot.
AI
dude.
Before AI.
No, for real, honestly. But I think I said this on stream before, but like, yeah, if the audience watching right now has never seen the what's that a documentary called like about the Toss brothers?
I mean, if you write 900, probably All This Mayhem, maybe.
All This Mayhem,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Dude, that shit is so sad, man. Like the whole story between the brothers and the whole thing that had unfolded, and their beef with Tony Hawk. And honestly, by the end of that documentary or movie, you might not like Tony Hawk anymore.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really know what the whole. They always say, right, there's one person's side, the other person's side, and then there's the truth. I think Tony Hawk has come out and said like what they said is like extremely not true. Then what they say is like they say it's true. So it's like I guess we don't really know
exactly
what the real truth is. But yeah, it is super sad though, and like it's sad to just see like, you know, pro skaters or whatever go like through like bad times and like.
Exactly.
real life catch up with them, I guess.
But they were really living like during like this crazy party era. Like you know, the documentary has like a lot
in
of
the documentary. They're like, yeah, we're making 10 grand a month, like taking LSD, filming video parts. You're like,
bro.
Whoa, what?
So it goes like some, you know, it gets to like really dark, you know, story towards the end. But in the beginning, it's so interesting where like these fools are they're buying sheets of acid and taking like 20 tabs and skating a vert ramp, and they're like, yo, I'm trying to do a new trick today. Like that's
crazy.
They made it seem like such a party. But imagine like trying to avoid that. Imagine like being like a pro skater trying to you know, get into the world of pro skating, and then like being that guy who's like, I don't want to take a puff of the spliff, I don't want to hit the acid. Like
that's me.
It's probably hard, right? Like
but you asked about Duncombe, and like honestly, Duncombe's kind of like life path was like kind of similar to that. You know, he was young and got kind of like rich, I guess, or got like a lot of attention in skating. And in skating back then, you could make like more money than you can now. He kind of started making a lot of money. Then he's like 16 and like likes to party or whatever. It's like what you said. It's like,
oh, he blew up at that young of an age?
Yeah, he was really young.
Oh,
it's
shit.
like it's tough. Like you really need someone to guide you, and even then, you really need to be like receptive to the guidance, which like most people are not.
Yeah, bro.
So it's like you know, burn bright and like spend all the money, and then the career may start to go down, and then it's like, oh, what do we do now?
Yeah, sometimes I really think about that too. Where like I think about, you know, now that I'm 29 and shit, I'm like thinking about myself when I was 16, 17, and like if I were to talk to myself, like how could you convince, you know, like a teenager like not to do stupid it's impossible. It's like you can like you could try to like give them like the best thing to do is like, I feel like it's corny, bro. You just got to give them like some good wisdom filled quotes that are just gonna play in their head whenever situations unfold, and then whenever a mistake happens, they're like, oh, yo, I remember my dad told me about this. You know what I mean? Now I learned.
Yeah, like if you gave him some wisdom, and then they can firsthand be like, oh, this is similar to what he said, and it's true what he's saying. You know?
Yeah.
I guess that's how. But you can't convince anyone to do anything. Like, doesn't matter if they're 16. If someone's 35 and you want to convince them something, you still can't.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of just life. Is like some people will be open to learning from others, but some will never. And like even they won't even learn from their own mistakes until it's like too late.
That's true.
Like sometimes the writing is on the wall and they still don't want to like see it.
No, yeah, facts. I want to ask you this. So when you linked up with Braille, and then Braille basically helped you like come from get from Australia to America, right? Like to move over here.
Yeah.
How did you feel like at that time? Were you like, oh my god, like were you like super juiced and excited, like, or did you have like some anxiety, like,
no,
damn, I'm gonna move to a whole nother. Wait, have you even visited LA before at that point?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess I give you the whole story of how I got the job at Braille. So like I said, the Instagram was going good. They turned me pro. Then when I turned pro, I started to make the tiniest bit of money from skating, and then my Instagram was going good, so I started to do like brand deals and stuff as well. So I was like, whoa, like I'm kind of like a creator, a skater now.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually making a little bit of money doing this. Then I was like, oh, now that I'm pro, like maybe I'll go to America. Like, why not? It was actually because of this guy, John Rob Moore from like the Happy Medium crew. Okay. He was always messaging me on Instagram. He's like, come to Arizona, come to Arizona, come to Arizona. And like Happy Mediums, they're kind of like a niche core group of skaters that made these videos like way back in the day.
And they have like unique.
And I love the videos. Super unique, like super creative, super expressive, so much love and passion. Like,
exactly.
Like they're like one of a kind, you know?
And they have like OG like skating styles, but they also incorporate like, you know, Jaws doing a backflip as a Zender and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I could see you being in a Happy Medium.
Yeah, Aaron
like,
Jaws Hamaki like came up with them kind of thing. Yeah. But anyway, I always fucked with them heavy. And then when he was following me and messaging me, I was like starstruck, you know? I was like, wow, amazing. So he's like, come to Arizona, come to Arizona. It's like, you know what? I will fucking come to Arizona. And then I was like, all right, if I'm going to go to Arizona, I guess I'll go to SF and LA as well.
Yeah. I'm just gonna grab something real quick, my bad.
Okay, sure.
Keep talking, my bad.
Okay. And then, so then I was like, all right, I will go. And then I was like, all right, if I'm going to go to SF and LA, look how professional, bro.
I forgot to put him out earlier. I bought a whole case of water because I always have like, you know, guests who need water.
Yeah.
And then we never have bottles, and I feel weird giving people cups of water.
Yeah,
so sometimes
this
people look at me
is
weird,
nice.
I wish it was spring instead of purified. I'm sorry.
I only drink sparkling water. Just kidding.
Australians, bro. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. So then I went on my trip and it was sick. Like I went to SF. I was like, all right, what is all the skate tourism things I can do? I was like, all right, I didn't really know much about Braille, but I'll talk about that. I will talk about that another time. But and then I was like, all right, I'll meet up with Braille. I met up with them, filmed a few videos. I did like one trick that I was really stoked on that you might have seen on my Instagram. It's like I do like a pop shove, and then the board goes under the rail, and I go over, and then it goes onto the hubba and grind. So it's like
I did.
It's like a shove, 50 hippie jump, it's like a shove hippie jump to 50 down the
literally one of those things you see in like a Skate 3 edit.
Yeah, and like I did that the very first time I met up with them for a video for them, so they were probably like, whoa, what the heck?
Yeah, they're like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, so I was really stoked on that. So I did that, filmed a bunch of other videos with them and stuff, and then I went to LA, went to the barracks, did a few other random things, whatever. Then I went to Arizona, met up with Drummer Rob, filmed like a bunch of VX stuff, and like it was great, like amazing trip. Came back, then I want to say like maybe Aaron Kyra like reposted one of my clips or something, and then I just messaged him and I was like, oh, like thanks for having me out, like that was really fun, thanks for posting my clip, like if you're ever looking for more skaters, like let me know. Like I said, pretty casual like that. Dope. And he's like, move here now, let's go, like let's do it. And I was like, whoa, what the heck? I was like, if you can get me the visa, then like yeah, let's do it. And then he's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I'm all in.
That's sick that you asked that, because I feel like, you know, like if I was in your shoes, I would have just
I might not have
left it as just a thank you. Maybe would have thought like the same thing, like, oh, would you ever need, you know, blah blah whatever. But it's a good thing to ask. Sometimes asking doesn't mean like you're being pushy. It's like it could be like a little nonchalant, like, hey, you know, if you ever need help, I'm available.
Well, because I mean, it's funny now because now I know so much about the other Braille guys and Braille in general and stuff. So I can kind of like envision their side now, but from my side at the time, outside looking in, I was like, whoa, like these dudes are just killing it, like they're making all this money, like they're skating for a living, well, so sick. And then I remember like at the time, you know, Braille has had some scandals or whatever, and like 2 of the people recently like stopped skating with Braille, and then that was like just kind of after that, like a little bit after that. So I was like, oh, like there's like a space for new riders or whatever. Really so I feel like that was kind of helped me that if those things didn't happen or whatever, maybe he would just been like, oh, we're good, like thanks for coming there. You know what I mean?
Damn, so that's interesting.
It's funny how it all works out. And like you said, if I just said, oh, thanks, or if I just leave them on scene or whatever, like
exactly. And that's why, like, you know, people say like, you know, closed mouths, like, you know, don't get fed type shit. And I'm the type of person to feel uncomfortable to like, you know, ask certain things, because like I don't want to like be like super come off you know, weird or needy, or like I'm asking for too much out of nowhere. But like sometimes like it is better just to be like, yo dude, like, you know, you need help? No? Okay, cool, like that's it. And it is better to ask for sure. Wait, so a lot of the people who've worked at Braille, I've seen like they also do like lessons and like skateboarding lessons. Do you do that as well?
Hell no.
Have they asked you like, yo, would you teach?
I said to them that like I'm never gonna do that. And like no disrespect to anyone that does lessons or anything. Like I think it's cool, but then like it's not really what like gets me excited about skateboarding, like teaching. Like I like spreading skateboarding, but I don't want to do it in a kind of like a one-on-one, like this is how you do a pop shove it type way. It's like I'd rather make a video where like lots of people can watch it and lots of people can you know, be connected through that. It's like I don't really want to just be like grinding out like lessons.
And then like, you know, the skateboarding lessons, it can easily be like damn near just like babysitting. You know what I mean? And it's like I would never want parents to just go, oh yeah, we'll sign you up for lessons, whatever, and then the kid like doesn't know about skating, doesn't really interested, and then I have to do the lesson. Like I don't really want that. Exactly. I sometimes joke to my friends, I'm like, if you ever see that Rick has started his own skate lesson school, it means I'm doing bad, and like you got to check on me. It's like I'm not making enough money. Oh my god. I've always wondered that, like, if you did that or not. But no, I feel you there, where it's like you don't want to be sound rude, where you're like, oh no, I don't want to give out, you know, do lessons to people or whatever it is. But also it's a thing where like skateboarding is kind of like you just want to be free. You know what I mean? Like it kind of like ties you down.
That's kind of like a little bit why I disagree with it, is because there's no right way to skateboard. And if I'm going to sit here and you're going to pay me and say, teach me the right way to do an ollie, it's like, there's none. Do anything. Like, it's a toy.
Exactly.
Play with the toy. There's no right and wrong. Like, if you want to do an ollie, do an ollie. Like,
exactly.
I didn't like the, oh, this is the schedule. You're going to learn ollie, then shove it, then 180, blah, blah, blah.
No,
it's like, that's not what skateboarding is to me.
Dude, I have this, like, interesting story where, like, I grew up skating at this one park called Plummer Park. I would just skate there all day, every day. And they have nothing to skate there other than, like, flat ground. So I spent my whole life just learning how to skate flat. And there's like one kid there at the time, I guess. Like I don't even remember this conversation, but he came up to me way later and reminded me about this. But anyways, I guess there was a kid there at the time, and he asked me like, how do you do this? Like, how do you kickflip or whatever it is? And I just told him, I was like, yo,
shut up, kid. You do it like this.
I told him, I was like, yo, dude, like it just takes like hella patience and just like what's it called? You just have to like, you have to be patient,
Resilience.
and you have to like stay on it. You have to keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like every day, if you put in the time, like you're gonna see the results. Basically, I was just telling him like, bro, if you start now as a kid, like by the time you're my age, like you will be able to do what I'm doing 100%. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about it. Like you're gonna get to this level.
Yeah.
And then years later, that same kid, like I saw him somewhere else, and I had already known him at that time because we like grew up in the same area. And he was just like, "Yo, dude," he's like, "I'm not sure if you remember this or not." And he's like, he told me that whole story of how I told him that as a kid. But at that point, when he was like older, bro, he's already doing like late shoves downstairs, and like he's like doing late 360 shoves. Like he's super good now.
Yeah, that's so good. I love stuff like that. Okay, Yuri, I got you a gift.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh what is it?
You know this logo?
No way, bro.
Well,
just the bag. Wait, just the bag alone. I can have the bag.
Yeah.
Bro, that's dope, dude. Okay. What's no, are you serious?
Of course, dog.
Bro, you're the dude, you're the man. I told myself I was not gonna drink today, dude, but I think I have to, bro. Number one, you got Green Garden tea?
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, Russians love their tea, bro. Like they drink tea all day, every day. I'm not a big tea guy, but I know how it's like a huge part of Russian culture. Definitely, I will be trying out this tea though, dude. Some actual genuine Russian tea. Thank you so much, man.
Of course. I'm curious if you know what this is.
Honey, oh yeah, I have.
So where I went in Russia, it's like the local people, or like the Tatar. It's like the Tatar region or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like a big like Tatar snack. This yak or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I've definitely eaten this before.
It's kind of like a Rice Krispie.
And yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a Rice Krispie, except like the rices like are a little bit bigger. I think I'm technically Tatarian too. I believe so. It's kind of confusing, but bro.
And then of course
the creme de la creme, dude. What the hell, vodka premium? This is what that lady was holding.
Yeah.
In the fucking video, dude. The same one, bro. You're a legend for this, bro. Thank you so much, man. Once again, dude. Holy wow, bro. Okay,
then this is the like McDonald's.
Yes.
bag.
Okay. So this is as soon as you brought this out, I got so excited, guys. If you guys are interested, like in more information about this, go on YouTube, look up NFKRZ McDonald's. Just look up. His name's No Fuckers McDonald's. He's like this Russian dude who used to live in Russia, doesn't live there anymore, but he makes really good videos, like explaining what the hell's going on out there. After the Russia-Ukraine war, McDonald's took their business out of Russia, and Russia took all of McDonald's remaining sauces, ingredients, patties, all that stuff, threw a new logo on it, and now we have Russian McDonald's, dude.
But the Big Mac is called the Big Hit.
Bro, this is so sick, man. Bro, this is like genuine memorabilia. Like that's all, like, a lot. It's probably hard to, like, this is hard to get. You'd have to go to Russia to get this.
Totally.
Good luck going there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro. Okay, so I feel like we should get into the Russia conversation, man.
Totally.
Dude, this is amazing, man. Okay, so Ricky Glaser, he got to go to Russia, and not only did you go to Russia, but you went to Kazan, which is literally, it's still far. Russia's a huge place. It's still far, but it's like, it's relatively close, with the distance that there is in Russia. It's like actually close to where I was born and I grew up, and not grew up, but like I was born and shit, you know what I mean? So how was your experience? Like, how long were you out there actually?
I think it was 12 days.
12 days. Damn, that's
so it was like kind of a long time. Yeah.
I thought you were going to be there for 4 days, but
yeah. So like I went there for the skateboarding competition that they like invited me out to. But then the competition was kind of like long and drawn out. It's like we had all the practice, then the qualifiers day, then a day off, then the qualifiers day 2, then a day off, then the semifinals, and then the finals. So it was like a really long thing. So all the skaters were there for, it was like ended up being 12 days.
How much? You're skating a ton then, huh?
I mean, not really.
Oh,
so
really?
Like, my team, like, they're good skaters. I'm a good skater, but I knew that we're not going to win the comp. Like, we weren't there to win the comp. I was just personally just going, it's like, trip to Russia, like, experience the culture, like, really.
Was the competition hella fierce? Is that why?
Yeah. Because everyone was really good.
I was looking through your stream, or I was looking through the stream of, like, I was trying to see, like, when you were competing. I saw you playing video games, and I saw you talking and stuff, but I was trying, I didn't recognize any of the other skateboarders, but, like, they were all really good.
Some of them were, like, a little bit more niche, like, they're not, like, the A-list dudes, but they were kind of, like, the next tier down, I guess. But yeah, they were all super good. Like the team that won were like killing it so hard.
Wait, so the competition is called Games of Future.
Yeah, so basically like it was Games of Future. It's like a all-encompassing thing, and there was like all these other events too. Like it wasn't just skating. So like skating was one of the like 15 disciplines or whatever, and like some of the other disciplines. So basically the premise is that it's half like esports, half sports. So like in skating, you do a trick. Ours was teams, but you do a trick in real life, then you recreate the trick in the game, and then that's how you get like multiplied points. But the other ones are crazy. It's like they play ice hockey, like legit teams playing ice hockey, and then they play like ice hockey game against each other. They play soccer, then they play soccer game. Dude, there's MMA. They play Mortal Kombat against each other, then fight.
Are you serious? Mortal Kombat?
Yeah,
bro. There's footage of this?
I haven't seen the MMA one, but I heard about it. But then there's another one, and then there's other ones. They play Dota, and they play mobile whatever Dota, and then they play CS:GO, and then they play laser tag.
Dude, you got to do like a YouTube video breaking down Games of Future. Like that would be
Just
so many people. So many people would be interested in like looking at that. You know, find little clippable moments of things that had happened and stuff like that.
But yeah, like it was a pretty big thing. Is like I was just purely involved in the skating, and like even that was like a really big operation. There was like our team. Each team was meant to have 5 people, but we only had 4 because one dude pulled out at the last second or whatever. But there was 16 teams of 5 people. Damn. Of like just the skaters.
This is a lot of money being spent on this competition. So,
yeah.
Okay. Russia, you know, it's like there's always been like a huge wage gap. You know what I mean? Like between like the poor is really poor and the rich is like really rich, and the rich is usually just the politicians, and you know it's kind of like it can be considered a little, you know, corrupt and stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, I probably should say as well is that like people were pretty upset that I went there, and I just want to say that's like it's fucked up that like there's this war and like Russia is like invading, and like I feel so sorry for anyone that's affected, and like the thousands and thousands of people that's dying. It's like I wished peace for everyone, you know, like one love, peace. I didn't go there for any kind of political reason. I went there to go skating, you know.
But that's not the solution. Is like all of Russia's bad now. Well, that's not a solution.
That's you know what I thought. And it's like Russia has like 140 million people, and skaters like me, like us. It's like if the government does terrible things, is now suddenly the young skater like liable? And also, and am I liable for going? They're saying you're going, you're spending money. Like my comments on Instagram were crazy. They were really.
I feel like those people need to look at American history and look what Americans have done. You know what I mean? To so many other people.
My American textiles guy.
And then be like, oh, yo, dude, like, which country has done worse? It's like, oh, you just get into this like.
It gets into a dark.
Go deeper into history. Which country has done worse? Oh, go deeper, bro. You're not gonna win this competition. Every country is shitty. You have to be able to separate the government from the people.
That's 100% how I felt. But people were very passionate at feeling the other way.
Yeah, because
the comments on YouTube, I said like I pinned a comment where I said like I'll accept any criticism, but please like actually watch the video. Yeah. And the comments were like mostly like positive or like neutral, and then there was some like strong outspoken. But on Instagram it was like 95% negative.
Did you so how was your experience like tour as a whole? Did it kind of feel like, have you heard of the North Korea tour? You know what I mean? Like there's the North Korea tour like a phrase, but then also I was also thinking maybe Ricky could have got that, or maybe I was thinking, you know, this is where it could get a little depressing and dark. I was thinking like, did you ever have like Russian people there looking at you or even helping with the competition, being like, fuck man, like this fool gets to go back to America, like, and like they feel like they're stuck there, like, or maybe they feel, did you feel like any sadness from the Russians there, like they like were not really hyped on we're not hyped, so, they wish they could have left with you or something like that?
Okay, you asked a few things. Did I get the North Korea tour? Like I think like a little bit for sure is that they were like, we had like a guide, and then like everything was like, okay, you're gonna go here, like it's all organized, you know. But then like me and my team, we kind of went out of our way to be like, I want to see real Russia. We like rented a car and like drove like an hour away, went to that lake where I swam in the lake, and like we're trying to kind of meet the people more. Whereas like some of the other teams that kind of just mingled with the skaters and didn't really mingle too much with the Russian people, but like our guide was really cool, and then we became friends with like some of the other staff like running the event, and they're kind of like Russian people from different cities, and they're like, oh cool, I got to travel to Kazan to go to this international competition. Really? So it was cool to hang out with them. And it's like what you said, was their attitude like sad that I get to go to America and they are kind of like stuck in Russia? Maybe like a tiny bit, like subtly, but But I feel like more is like the Russian culture is like I don't know, they're kind of like hospitable, and they're like, yeah, you're here, like I want to show you our culture, like we're, you know, maybe it's not the best thing ever, but we're proud of our culture, and like we want to show you our culture and share with you, you know.
Did you have a lot of Russian people trying to be like, come on, take a shot, come on, take a shot?
Not really, but I would say like everyone that we met was like, whoa, tourists, like whoa, crazy, like you're from Australia, because my team was all Australian, and like you're from Australia, like wow, like amazing. What do you think of Kazan? What do you think of the weather?
Did you know any of your teammates like previously?
So like they're kind of like my old friends.
Oh, sick! That's dope. That's cool that you guys got to like.
That's like why I got invited, was because their team, they had like a stacked team of like basically like their more tight friendship group, and then like 3 of the dudes the last second were like, no, we can't do it, and then they're like, dang, we need more people, and then they hit up me and like, are you interested? I was like, hell yeah,
dude. That's
so it worked out good for me again.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, also while Ricky was out there, he sent me this really funny video where it was like this Russian lady. I think she was a part of the program. She was the guide. And did you tell her what to say?
Yeah.
She basically in Russian, she was like, Yuriy, why the fuck are you not here? She's like, we got Russian vodka. We're over here. We got kvass. And then it was funny when she said we got kvass, you go like this. You like held it up for a second. And then
I told her, like, I said like, be like aggressive and like swear kind of. And she was like, okay, yeah, I got you.
How was her English? Like,
she was good. Her English was good. Like, she's been to America and stuff before, so she kind of like knew what was up, you know.
That's so interesting. Okay, so as for the Russian food, how's the cuisine out there?
Yeah, the one thing I didn't try that I was kind of trying to try, Yuri, was the meat jelly pie. I wanted to, but then like it never really lined up. But the cuisine was pretty good. Like the hotel that we were staying, that's what I mean, is you asked, did they baby us? Like a little bit. Like the hotel gave us like 3 meals a day. It was pretty sick. But it was kind of Russian food, like some random fish stuff, like, but then like kind of a little bit westernized as well. It's kind of like a mix of both. Kind of like a buffet style.
Like wondering if you're just like eating Russian food the whole time, or you're like going to like Burger King? Because
I was eating mainly the hotel food, and then we'd go to restaurants like a little bit.
Okay.
Everything was so cheap out there as well. Dude, you go to the restaurant, it's like less than $10 or whatever, you know. Like,
bro, that's what's crazy is like little canisters of caviar here, they cost maybe like $25-$30. And I asked Ricky like how much did he pay for his, he said like 5.
Yeah, like 5. And mine was like the better one too, bro. Like the best one.
Okay, so in your vlog, also guys, by the way, you should definitely check out Ricky Glaser's vlog where he films his whole Russia experience. This is like kind of where I'm getting all my questions from. But during that video, you tried the caviar on bread thing, but you missed butter. You missed the butter, which I'm telling you it helps. But even without the butter, like I would still enjoy the caviar, but maybe you put too much, because sometimes you can't put hella.
Yeah, it was all right. Like I ate the rest of it.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it was just like it was pretty salmony. Like it was very fishy, you know. Like I wouldn't eat it for no reason.
Did you eat the rest in like one sitting?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't really have a fridge. Like, I could have put it in the snow. I guess.
You didn't. Yeah, that's true. You didn't want to waste the $5. You're like, no, I'm not losing protein. This $5. Damn, that's crazy, dude. Honestly, how did you just kept putting it on bread and kept eating it?
Yeah.
That's funny, man. What'd you think of the kvass drink?
I didn't like the kvass that much.
Oh, really?
It's kind of like, it's like yeast. It's like cola with just yeast.
My dad told me that in like his village, they would take kvass and you leave it out in the sun for like 3 days, and it starts to ferment and it'll start making alcohol, and then turns to beer.
Really?
Yeah. If you leave it out, like starts.
I wonder if you can make alcohol from Vegemite, because like it kind of reminded me of Vegemite, because Vegemite's yeast as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like yeast drink and yeast spread. Like.
Yeah, exactly. I said that also like during the stream. I was like, it's funny. Russians fucking drink the yeast and Australians eat that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Vegemite's gross, bro. I tried it and like the flavor is so intense.
Who prepared it for you? You?
Yes.
Yeah, you fucked it up.
Did I put too much?
Yeah.
Oh, you see,
that's what you do. Bread, lots of butter, and then a little bit, and then it's like toast, and it's like nice.
You fucked up the caviar, bro. I'll tell you, lots of butter. Like,
yeah, like, it makes it way better.
1 layer of eggs, and then it's gonna be delicious.
Yeah.
But wait, would you ever want to go back to Russia now?
I mean, yeah, I think so. Like some of those other dudes got invited to like multiple things, like Game of Future, and then there's another one's called like Grand Skate Tour or whatever. And then they're like, oh yeah, maybe you can get in with them, and they'll invite you in the summertime, go to Moscow. Yeah. Like, I'd be hella down.
What did you see like a military presence like People
Yeah,
holding
did you see
M16s
in
and
my
shit.
video how I said like they told I filmed them a bit? We would take a bus to like where the skate park is from our hotel. They like organize like a big proper bus, and we'd go. And then I was like, oh, this is a good chance to film the like military dudes because I'm in the bus, like they can't really see me, whatever.
Yeah.
I like filmed them just on my phone too, like not super obvious, just like kind of filming them on my phone, like zooming in on the dude a bit. And then when we get off the bus, the guide, it comes to me. It's like, Ricky, come here. They want to talk to you. And then like, you got to delete that footage from the thing. Like they don't like that you were filming them. I was like, oh, dang. And then I got a bit scared because I wanted to film them more, but then I was like a bit scared to film too much.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, bro.
Because when like, you got to be careful there, you know? It's like, you don't want to play around. You don't want to do anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just recently, some woman who like literally lives in LA and but she has dual citizenship, just like I do.
Yeah, I think I heard you say this,
Yeah, exactly.
but tell it again.
She went to go visit Russia because she wants to go see her family. I think her grandma's getting really old, and then I guess she had donated $50 to some sort of Ukrainian organization. Like basically, when the war had just happened, everyone was posting on Instagram like donate to Ukraine, donate to Ukraine. So she clicked one of those links, donate $50 to just some random IG thing saying help out Ukraine. Donate $50. Went to go visit Russia recently, and then Russia is now charging her with like treason, and she's facing up to 30 years in jail. But they don't recognize.
Scary.
And the thing is, like, they don't. People are saying like, oh, why can't like the American embassy help or anything like that? But Russia doesn't recognize dual citizenship. They will only recognize the Russian citizenship. So when you were there, they probably looked at you only as an Australian. They didn't think you were American at all. Even though you've been
Well, I mean, I
here.
guess the passport is Australian and everything.
Yeah, okay.
Because like I'm just a resident alien on a work visa,
There was no Americans there at all. No American team.
I think there was some dudes that are like the passport is maybe the other country, but they pretty much American.
Yeah.
Like that kind of vibe.
Interesting.
But I don't think there was anyone that was. There was one dude that maybe I shouldn't say that.
Okay, never mind. But bro, also like one of the last things I want to bring up about that vlog is, bro, you're a G for doing the fucking ice water thing.
Let's go to the Banya.
I'm down to
Where
the
is
Banya. Well, we would have to find one. But bro, like I would have never done that, dude. You had
Really?
to. How long did you have to? Like Ricky had to hike somewhere at least like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
It seemed like, and then he jumped into ice cold water in his like boxers, came out, and then did you at least have a towel?
I'll tell you my plan. So like we went to that lake and then we went to a different tourist bit. Then our friends were at another tourist bit. So then we're like, oh shit, like let's go meet them. And that's why we kind of had to hike like through the actual like snow sort of thing. But the hike was maybe like, maybe 10 minutes, like kind of long. But anyway, then I wasn't planning on swimming in the water because I was a little bit nervous of like, because this place we went, it was like special because the water doesn't freeze. I don't know why, for whatever reason. Maybe there's chemicals in there or something. Because it should freeze because it's so cold. Like, I'm not sure why.
Maybe it's a natural vodka spring.
Yeah, some kind of unique thing that it doesn't freeze.
Wow.
But anyway, then I wasn't planning on swimming in it. But then when I got there, all the other people from the other group swam in it. And like, yeah, it was fine. Like, no problem. And I was like, damn, like now I got to do it. But I didn't have a towel or like anything. We just had like one of their towels from the other group.
That's already fucking freezing cold.
The one I had was like pretty dry, but it's like
Bro.
a little bit. And then I was like, all right, I got to send it. And then the other guy on my team was going to do it. I was like, I got to do it. And it's like good content, whatever.
Dude.
But I was a little bit scared because like I don't even know if my hair's wet. Like, would it freeze? Like maybe. Like I didn't even know.
I was when I was watching that, I was like, is Ricky gonna submerge his hair or not?
Yeah, if I had short hair, I would have. But I was legitimately like not sure what would happen.
Because it could freeze and break off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, how cold was it at that point as well?
That day it probably wasn't that cold, but like the peak lowest was probably like 5 Fahrenheit or so.
Bro, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I'm Russian, dude, but like I'm not built
But honestly, it wasn't that bad. It's like I go in the cold, go snowboarding with my girlfriend, and I complain all the time. It's so cold, so cold. Oh my god! But that's because I have the wrong clothes and like the wrong mentality. But this time I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be so cold. Like I gotta get the old new thermal stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta have a good jacket and stuff. And then when I had the clothes, like knowing that it's gonna be cold, it was fine. Like it wasn't really that bad.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
more about my mindset because I would just go to the snow in like a hoodie and then I'd be so cold, and my girl's like, it's not that cold.
But also that's why like snowboarding gear and like snow gear is so expensive, is because like if you get the premium stuff, like you can really just be you're gonna feel comfortable out there.
Actually be waterproof and actually stay warm. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't too bad. I honestly like I don't know Fahrenheit that well, but like I had never been that cold before, like in that low temperature, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and I would say it was way mellower than what I was building up like in my mind.
Yeah. But dude, I'm so glad you had that experience. That's dope as hell. I would have loved to have that experience as well.
Well, dude, that's why, like, when people were mad in the comments and they say Ricky should know better to say no, I'd be like, say no. Like, this is the sickest once in a lifetime opportunity, free trip to Russia, like, experience the culture. Like, how can I say no?
What do you do? Are you going there and like loading their guns up? It's like, no, you're going there to go skateboard. Like, you know what I mean? So,
exactly. Like, if I just took it upon myself, said I'm gonna go do tourism in Russia for no reason other than to make content, maybe that's a bit of a different discussion. But literally going for the comp is like, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Damn, that's dope as hell, bro. Okay, one of the last questions I want to ask you is, I've seen, I think, Braille skateboarding post this video, and a couple other people post this video as well about like skateboarding dying right now, how like the views overall in general just like dying everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You think skateboarding is actually dying?
I made a good video on that.
In the next 5-10 years, are we gonna see like, you know, people not caring about skateboarding anymore?
I think definitely not. I don't think skateboarding is dying. Like, I made the video I think I said, is skateboarding dying? And I was more talking about like the skate industry rather than like actual skateboarding. Like what I said a little bit earlier, I don't think there's this list of do an ollie, do a shove, do a kickflip. I think skateboarding is this great thing that's a hobby that everyone will enjoy forever, you know? But then it's like, can people make a living from skateboarding? Like, what is the industry of skateboarding? And that is a harder thing, because like, I feel like not that many people, especially right now, are like crushing it. Like, there's no one in skating that's crushing. Everyone is like just getting by or like kind of dying.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like a sad time, because like, of course you want like the barracks to exist. You want there to be a private skate park with all the best pros can come. Like, of course skateboarding needs that to exist. But then if it like can't make enough money, it's like, it's really kind of sad. You know?
Exactly.
So
and it's sometimes interesting too, where people say like, you know, oh, very few skateboarders actually make a living for themselves or are actually really wealthy from skateboarding, right? But I would say the same thing kind of applies to, imagine basketball.
Anything.
How many people fucking play basketball? They get paid $0.
But see, I guess this is where skating is differentiates itself. Because if someone said like, I'm the best yo-yoer in the world, I should be able to make a living from yo-yoing. It's like, not really.
Yeah,
like,
you'd
maybe
have to sell
if you're
yo-yos.
crazy, but not. It's not like assumed that the best should make a living. So like yo-yo is clear that it's a toy, hobby, whatever. Whereas skating, you're like, well, it's a sport. Like they should. Well, I didn't sport. One thing I didn't like that word, but whatever. Like it's a sport. They should be able to make a living. NFL makes a living, basketball makes a living, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, it's skating somewhere in between that. And it's like figuring itself out. So like what you're asking, is it going to die and become like a yo-yo where no one makes money? Or is it going to be NFL and people train for the Olympics to like make it in
it kind of seems like that's where it's going, because like all the most poppin' pros right now, like they're fucking walking down Louis Vuitton fucking fashion shows.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're like making good money.
Yeah, oh, really? You don't think so?
I don't know.
You think they're just getting like free
I feel like in skating, there's like the 20 people at the top crushing, then there's like unlimited people struggling, and then there's people making no money.
You think 20?
Like, how many people do I think are making a living from skating?
And we can exclude
so
people like, okay,
so few.
Someone like, for example, Eric Costin. He's already built up so much shit around him that he doesn't even have to touch a skateboard anymore. So is that still like skateboarding?
But see, like even Eric Costin, extreme legend, had amazing career, long impact on skating. What, like, how much money does he have? You know?
I think he's doing very well for himself, right? I don't know. Like
sometimes the outside looking in looks better than the actual reality.
That's actually for sure 100% true, man. Because sometimes I'll get like random DMs where people are like, "Hey Yuriy, man, could you send me like $500?" I'm like,
same. They're like, sponsor me.
I'm like, who do you think I am? Like a millionaire? You think I can hand out $500 like that? I'm like, bro, like, so I feel like, you know, there's other examples as well where especially like at my old job, you know, even like with all the interviews I was a part of and shit like that, where I'd be like behind the scenes watching shit happen, where you see one thing on camera, you see one lifestyle on camera, but then you don't see the dude hopping into a minivan with diamond chains on going home, you know. Like
whenever I meet skaters, I always am interested like to ask them more about like their life and like how they support themselves and stuff. Like to me it's really, really interesting, and I'd say like asking questions like that never is good answers. Well,
I noticed that like at least in like the LA skate scene, the people I know and, you know, my friends of friends type deal, like all the people I know in LA, they all, unless you're like really, really in the industry, like I don't know, like Louis Lopez or some shit like that, like they're all kind of, not all, but I've noticed that
random name.
I know that there's like this mentality that you can get where you're like, oh, how much is my rent? $600, I'm literally gonna make $600, you know, for this month, and then just spend the rest of the time skating. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like this very bare minimum mentality,
But
where it's like minimalistic. There you go. I'm not trying to sound disrespectful, but like a lot of skateboarders really like be on some minimalist shit. Like they just need a board and shoes, and all the rest they really don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, but it's kind of sad though, because they are a lot like that. It's like they're trying to make it, but then they've kind of hit the ceiling where nothing's never really gonna change, sort of.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, they're just making enough to just get by. But then time goes on. Maybe they're 20 and it's cool. Maybe they're 30 and it's cool. But when they're 40, it's not cool anymore. Then it's like, then they're like, man, I actually have to get a job now. I can't really skate anymore because like I have to just.
That's actually true. You can't
so it's like. It's tough. Like, it's tough out there. I wish the skaters crush it. They're the best. They make so much money. Then they retire. They got it all set. Wouldn't that be a nice dream? And like, isn't it possible? Kind of. Like, you think about what's popular in like pop culture. Like, skating is so popular in pop culture. Like, it's everything is like, oh, we want to appeal to the cool kids. Like, let's put some skating on the cereal box or whatever.
But even now, like, Thrasher will sometimes post like a really influential video part that we know is like a banger, right? And it has like 37K views, and you're like, you know, even in ad revenue, they're not gonna make up for this. Like, okay, they have to
I
make
mean,
it up.
that's a whole different discussion, because the skater is not getting any of that ad revenue.
No, 100%. But then, like, they have to make up for that with, like, how are they gonna pay the skaters? Okay, board sales. Are the boards selling?
Well, how many boards can you sell? How much margin can you get on the board? Now there's a billion board companies, because it's easy for us to make Harmonious board company.
Yeah, no, for real, exactly.
Everyone make it tomorrow.
Back in the day, yeah, it was way fucking harder and shit like that. But, dude, Ricky, I appreciate you so much, man, for coming through.
Thank you for
You're
having
a
me
legend for these gifts, man. I appreciate you so much, dude. Thank you, man. Guys, huge shout out to Ricky Glaser for joining us for this episode of Harmonious Hour. If you guys haven't already, go check him out on literally every...
I'm grinding.
Yeah, every social media platform. You're probably... Like, how many hours a day are you editing?
Unlimited. 25.
Do you have editors helping you?
No. Every single thing I do on my channel, not Braille, is me doing it. Like, every comment I respond to, everything I edit, everything I put out, that's me.
Dude, like, you're like,
definitely not sustainable.
Bro, it's insane, dude. Like, after you know, we became friends and shit like that, like, looking at everywhere you post, like, if you see Ricky posting like 3 or 4 times a day on like a YouTube reel, you better know that that's going on every other social media platform. And then you'll see Ricky in your chat, then you'll see Ricky in someone else's chat, then you'll see Ricky in the comment section, and then you see him on Braille. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this fool's work schedule, dude? This shit's insane.
It's tough out here. You gotta grind hard while you can, you know?
No, facts, exactly. That's true, while you're young and shit. But either way, yo, everyone, appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you guys can, like, comment, subscribe, go check out Ricky Glaser if you guys haven't already. And thank you once again, man, for making this happen.
Hell yeah.
All right, peace, guys.